Hello friends, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel English with Ease. Friends, I hope you all are fine. It is in the wake of this novel coronavirus that we all are confined within the boundaries of our homes. Friends, I can understand it is quite difficult for us to kill the time, to pass the time. However, there are certain ways that we can utilize this period of time. Friends, what I think is we should start learning something. Something that you have ever decided to learn. Something that you have ever tried to learn. Here, I am Shampanchal and I will try to help you out with the problems that you face while learning English. Friends, in this video, I'm not going to teach you anything. In this video, I will just share with you some important information about English language. Though, on the board I have given you an outline of the things that we are going to discuss. Friends, first of all, I want to ask you a question. Why do you think we should learn to speak English? That's a very important question. As we know that whenever we start doing something, there is a purpose behind it. Isn't it so? Yes, there is a purpose. There is nothing that we do without a purpose in this world. Whatever we are going to do, there is a purpose behind it. If you have decided to learn to speak English, definitely there is a purpose. And these purposes vary from person to person. I have asked you a question. Why should we learn to speak English? So friends, first of all, let us pay attention to importance of English. What importance does English hold in our lives today? Friends, as we all know, English is the language of Britain. And Britain is one of the countries in the world that has ruled over many countries, about 80 countries I think. So it is quite natural on the part of a ruler to impose his language on the countries he rules. This is the first step that a ruler takes when he takes control of any country. Friends, this is called linguistic chauvinism. Same was the case with Britain. The British people ruled over many countries, and wherever they went, they brought with them the language they spoke. They imposed this language on those people whom they ruled. It was quite apparent in the Indian history as well. We Indians were forced to learn the English language. We were forced to learn English language because we had to communicate with our rulers. And those Indians who wanted to help the rulers with the in administration, in various departments, they also needed to learn. So students, we come to know that the importance of English language is not seen even today. It had been prevalent in the past as well. First, it became the language of business, and later it gained the title of being world's global language. So we learn English because it is a global language, first of all, global here, international, or we can say a universal language. It is a language of business. And today, in the present day, education sector is well influenced by English. In India, we know that the curriculum that the students are supposed to learn is strictly based on English. Though there is another medium of instruction in schools, that is Hindi or some other languages or the regional languages or the native languages that the students speak, still preference is given to English. So students, now it is very important for us to learn English. Purpose of learning English. Friends, we have already discussed there are various purposes which differ from person to person. Here I have written 4 points. So if we have knowledge of English, we have sound knowledge of English, if we are able to converse with people in English, it helps in gaining confidence. So friends, it really happens sometimes whenever we are around such a group of people as knows how to speak English, or that group of people always is seen speaking in English. So we feel a little bit uncomfortable there because we are not able to communicate with them. We're not able to express ourselves in English. If we have knowledge of English, if we have learnt it, if we are able to speak, if we are able to communicate with them, definitely we gain confidence. And this confidence helps us in our future. Second thing is helps the students understand their subjects. Friends, we know that in today's world, English has rapidly gained ground. Its influence is seen in education sector today, especially in the curriculum. The students follow and learn. The curriculum today is strictly based on English. The books that the students are having, the textbooks, the content is written in English. Though there is option that they can opt for other languages, the languages that they already know, the regional languages, still preference is given to English. So when these students come in exposure with English language, they feel uncomfortable. They are unable to understand the topics. So friends, in this situation, when a student has a good command over English language, it is quite easy for that student to understand the concept, the syllabus, and the chapters that he is taught. The third point is helps aspiring candidates get jobs with handsome salary. As I told you just a moment ago, that purposes differ from person to person. So for adult ones or for students, it helps them gain confidence. For students, it is quite essential to have the knowledge of English language because it helps those students understand the syllabus well. They can understand their concepts. And in the third point, we come to know it helps aspiring candidates get jobs with handsome salary. There are many aspiring candidates around us. Friends, these aspiring candidates are having relevant qualifications with them. They are having degrees, diplomas and all. Still, whenever they go out to face an interview to get a job, it is always that they don't get selected. They don't get appointed. They always cut a sorry figure, and the reason is that they do not have good command over English language. Friends, it is a bitter truth that the companies, the firms, the institutions or organizations who are going to appoint us, they are looking for such candidates as are good speakers. So it also becomes one of the reasons why we should learn to speak English. Then there is the fourth point, helps us connect with the outside world. Friends, as we know that apart from this small world that we are living in, there is a huge world outside. The world that we see when we cross the boundaries of our country. Yes, of course, I'm talking about the foreign countries and foreign people and foreign cultures. Friends, there are many Hollywood movies, very good and brilliant Hollywood movies are there. It may be that you are watching these movies in Hindi language. These are dubbed in many other regional languages or national languages. Friends, I just want to tell you that if you are an educated person, if you are having relevant qualifications with you, and if you are just given an opportunity, or you are just given a scenario in which you have to listen to those native speakers of the English language, and then you find that you fail to understand them, it is a great question mark on our education, on our abilities, on our capabilities and aptitude. Second thing is that unless we are familiar with English language, we cannot know the culture of these people. We cannot know about the lifestyle of these people. We cannot know how they actually behave and how they actually think. So friends, we can know about these people, we can be broad-minded, we can not be just limited to this small world. If you want to go beyond this world, if you want to know much more about the world outside, we must know this language. Because if you go to China, if you want to read about something, definitely you must know at least one language. That is the universal language, it is English. If you know English, you can go to any corner of the world and you can just survive there. So friends, it also becomes one of the reasons why we should learn to speak English. We have just discussed the importance of English language and the reasons why we should learn it. Friends, now I want to share with you a few important points, the points which will help you know how to learn English. I have written a few points on the board. These are 6 points in all, and I bet, I'm sure, if you follow these points right from today itself, there will be a magical change in you, and you will soon be a good speaker of this language. So friends, let us just be true to follow these 6 points. The point number 1 is be regular. Be regular means, if we have started to learn English, if we have started taking lessons from any source, we just maintain this regularity. Because if we break the regularity, definitely we'll lose our interest. And when we feel loss of interest, we stop taking lessons. So we should not reach a point where we feel that we are not interested, or we are not excited, we are not taking interest in the lessons that we are taking. So we should make it sure that we have to maintain the regularity. Be regular. The second point is be an extrovert. Friends, if you have started taking lessons in English, if you have started learning English, you just have to make it sure that you have to be extrovert. You have to be an extrovert. Do not be an inhibited person. An inhibited person is one who feels shy and avoids company of the people and likes to remain indoors most of the time. Do not be such a person. Try to be familiar with people. Come out, join with other people, talk to them, and try to talk to them in English. It doesn't matter whether the people you are with are comfortable with English or not. Try to speak. Try to sound bilingual at times. Make sure that you are speaking not to disgrace those people. You are speaking with them in order to practice, in order to sharpen your skills. So friends, we do not just have to be an introvert, be an extrovert. Next, take to speaking English. Take to speaking English. I have just cleared up this point. Take to speaking English, that simply means doesn't matter who you are with and where you are. you always should try to express yourself in English. If you are sitting alone, then you must think in English, and you should start describing things that you see around. So, take to speaking English means you should cultivate a habit in you that you should speak English. Then the point number 4 is cultivate habit of reading, writing, and speaking. Friends, it is a very important aspect. We always should cultivate a habit of reading things. And here the question is, what is the thing that we should read? What kind of content should we read? Yes, you should begin with the very easy things first. Easy things like if you are a learner, if you are a beginner, you just can take the books of class, textbooks of class 4th, 5th, 6th. Here the language is very easy, very common to students. As well as you can read some storybooks, some novels which are written in very simple language. Reading will get you acquainted with a wide range of vocabulary. When you read things, you know where a particular word is used. When you read, you come to know about various unknown words. When you read things, you just need to write those unknown words down in a notebook, and then you have to memorize them after you have written their explanation. So friends, we just have to be in the habit of reading things, and make sure you have to read these things in English. Then there is writing. We have to put ourselves into practice of writing. You should start writing things. And what is that you can write? You can write about what you have done all throughout the day. You can write about a particular topic. You can write about your friend. And whatever the topic is, doesn't matter. What matters is that you should write something every day. Write at least for 15 minutes. Let me tell you how writing helps us in learning English. When you sit to write something, before you write, you take your time to think about various things, about the events that you are going to write, about the words that you need to write. So when you dredge up the memories of your past, when you try to delve deeper into the memories of your mind, you come up with very valuable words. Here, let me give you an example, friends. Whenever it comes to speaking, we speak nothing. But whenever we are asked to give the meaning of a particular word, maybe we know the meaning and we know the word as well, right? So here we just need to make it sure that we should start writing something early, and we should write this as a rule. Then there is speaking. Speaking, we have already discussed that we should take to speaking. Then there is point number 5, stop taking lessons in your native language. Friends, this is the most important point, and I'll tell you why. Right now, you are just watching this video. Maybe you might have framed an opinion that this video is nothing but a useless stuff. It is because how can a person take lessons in the target language, the language that he or she is learning? Yes, it might seem quite absurd to you. But friends, let me tell you one thing. When you are taking lessons in the native language, when you are taking lessons in your mother tongue, it becomes quite difficult for you to learn to speak English. To prove my point, I just want to refer to those candidates, those students who have been taking lessons for a long period of time, maybe for many years, and still they are not able to express themselves in English. Still they are not able to express themselves in writing as well. Friends, we never should be dependent on our native language. When you start taking lessons in your native language, you just get confused with the things. It takes a lot of time to first think in English, then give it a translation back, it becomes a very confusing process. So this is what I suggest you to start taking lessons in the target language. By doing this, you will come in exposure to English. The more you listen to the English speakers, the more you start taking lessons in English, especially in English medium, definitely you will start getting used to the language. You'll start putting yourself into practice. You'll start getting used to understanding. You'll start getting used to speaking. You'll start getting used to writing. Here, we all know that whenever somebody speaks, we can understand it. Right now I'm giving this lecture to you here, and I am sure that you are taking my words. You are getting my words. But if I ask you to speak, you will not be able to speak. Since you can understand me, what is the need to tune to Hindi or to opt for some other medium? There is no need. So try to face English speakers and try to start taking lessons in English. So friends, this way you will be definitely benefited with English language. And here at last, point number 6, learn 10 vocabulary words and 5 structures daily. This is the thing that I'm going to help you with. Point number 6 says that you have to cultivate a habit. You have to be a regular learner of at least 10 vocabulary words per day. And you have to decide the source where you're going to get these words from. Maybe when you are reading something, you may find more than 10 words. Or when I'm taking the classes here, when I'm giving you online lectures here, I will be giving you at least 10 vocabulary words per lecture. So when you just put yourself into a habit of learning at least 10 words at an average, definitely within a short period of time you will be having a wide vocabulary. And if you are a master of good vocabulary, language will be yours and you will be quite free to use English language. And the next thing is 5 structures daily. What are structures? Friends, structures are the building blocks of language or the rules of language. Here I'll help you know the rules of language, the rules how to express ourselves. You might have learned tenses, the rules of tenses. When I'll be taking the lectures here on this platform, I will not teach you the rules of tenses. I'll be working with the structures. I'll try to give you at least 5 structures per day, and you just have to apply those structures. You just have to practice those structures in your day-to-day life, and you will see how quickly you are learning English. So friends, you just have to follow these 6 points, and if you make it a point to follow these points, and if you be regular, definitely you'll be learning English. Definitely you'll be a good speaker. You will be a glib talker. You'll be able to face people. You'll be able to get good jobs. So friends, very soon I am going to upload lecture number 1 of spoken English. In order to get all the lectures that I upload here, you just need to subscribe to this channel of mine. So friends, I will be providing you a package of spoken English here free of cost. Apart from that, I want all of you to give me your valuable opinion by writing in the comment box if you are comfortable with the way I teach or not. Do you really think that I should tune to Hindi in order to explain things? I will try to sound bilingual. So friends, with this, thank you. Stay home, stay healthy.